my answer will be yes, Lord, yes. Yes, Lord. Good morning, good morning. I won't be before you long. Hey, Tasha. With my whole heart I will sing, and my answer will be yes, Lord, yes. Hey, lady. Hold you very long. I'm coming. Give me just a second. I won't be before you long. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Get Back to the Word on Tuesday. I won't be before you long at all. I just want to be obedient because this morning I got up and I'm not in the best of feeling the best, but I just got to share this with you because this weekend I was rushed to the emergency room. Couldn't lift my left arm too high. So the farthest I can lift my left arm is to my elbow. So it's been a struggle. But I'm going to give you what God gave me because I had been telling God, you gave me an assignment. You gave me an assignment, and I'm going to be obedient to do what you told me to do. And that's to get on Facebook Live on Tuesdays in the afternoon and deliver a word. So I say, God, okay, what would you have me to say to your people? And so all I can hear was 1 Kings. So I go and read 1 Kings 17, and I can hear clearly once I'm going to read this short little story and tell you why. This is what God had for me to say. Will you obey? Even when things look funny, when things look strange, will you obey? Because it talked about in 1 Kings 17, Elijah the prophet, he goes and he gave Elijah a command, and he says, go and the widow there will provide for you. So I'm going to kind of briefly read this real quick, and it says, and the word of the Lord came to him saying, arise and go to Zarephath, which belongs to Sidon, and stay there. Behold, I have commanded the widow there to provide for you. To provide for you there. Good morning, Kim. How are you? So he set out and went there and came to the gate of the city. Behold, a widow was there gathering sticks for firewood. He called out to her and said, please bring me a little water in a jar so that I may drink. As she was going to get it, he called to her and said, please bring me a piece of bread in your hand. But she said, as the Lord your God lives, I have no bread, only a handful of flour in the bowl and a little oil in the jar. See, I am gathering a few sticks so that I may go in and bake for me and my son, that we may eat our last meal and die. Elijah said to her, do not fear. Go and do as you have said. Just make a little bread from it first and bring it out to me. And afterward you may make one for yourself and for your son. But this is what the Lord of God Israel says. The bowl of flour shall not be exhausted, nor shall the jar of oil be empty until the day the Lord sends rain again on the face of the earth. She went and did as Elijah said, and she and he and her household ate for many days. The bowl of flour was not exhausted. Nor did the jar of oil become empty, in accordance with the word of the Lord, which he spoke through Elijah. So, good morning, everyone, afternoon. So the word God gave me is, will you obey? And I had to ask, I'm asking myself, okay, God, you gave Elijah a command and you told him what to tell the widow woman. And when he did as God commanded him, and I think about my own situation. So this, like I say, on Sunday, I was rushed to the emergency room. I could not lift my left hand above my head. I couldn't comb my hair. So what you see now is kind of what you get because I needed assistance. But I think about it. God gave me a command. Will you obey? Will you still do what I told you to do even though your body is full of pain? Will you obey? Will you obey the prophet when you're down to your last? Will you obey when it seems that your faith is being pushed to the limit? Naomi, will you obey even when your body is acting up? The prophet, will you still trust the word or the command that God gave you? Will you obey? And this word was, if it wasn't for anybody else, this word is for me on this morning. Because I had to get up with all the strength that I had left, push my body. Guys, if you see this band on my arm, it lets you know I had to go to the emergency room. And when I went to the emergency room, they could not find anything in my x-rays. But I'm still having the same issue. They gave me a shot of pain medicine, but still there's pain. Naomi, will you obey when God told you to get up and do and tell his people? Will they still obey when things begin to look weird in this season? Will you still obey? Will you still trust me when things look like it's down to the last and you have nothing left to share? Will you still obey? On this morning, I tell you, I come to obey. The song that I can hear Shirley Caesar say, I'll say, yes, Lord, yes, to your will and to your way. I'll say, yes, Lord, yes. I will trust you and obey. When your spirit speaks to me with my whole heart, guys, I'll agree that my answer will be yes, Lord, yes. So will you obey? The widow woman obeyed Elijah. Elijah went and stayed in the house. And even though she obeyed the prophet and fed him as the Lord commanded, as fed the prophet as the Lord commanded, then her son becomes ill, looks like unto death. He becomes ill. And she say, hey, did God bring you to my house so my son can die? And so Elijah begins to question God. I'm going to just briefly read what it said. It happened after these things that the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, became sick. And his illness was severe, that there was no breath left in him. So she said to Elijah, what problem is there between you and me, O man of God? Have you come to me to bring my sin to mind and put my son to death? He said to her, give me your son. Then he took from him her arms and carried him up to the room where he was living and laid him on his bed. He called to the Lord and said, oh Lord, my God, have you brought further tragedy to the widow with whom I'm staying by causing her son to die? Then he stretched himself out upon the child 3 times and called to the Lord, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and said, oh Lord, my God, please let this child's life return to him. The Lord heard the voice of Elijah, and the life of the child came to him, and he revived. Elijah took the child and brought him down from the upper room into the lower part of the house and gave him to his mother. And Elijah said, see, your son is alive. Then the woman said to Elijah, now I know that you are a man of God, that the word of the Lord in your mouth is true. God tested not only the widow, he tested the prophet. The prophet obeyed. When the prophet obeyed, he didn't understand why now after you told the woman she wouldn't lack for anything, she wouldn't run out of the flour, she wouldn't run out of the oil. You allowed her to eat off of it many days, but now her son becomes ill. So now he's testing the faith of Elijah. Okay, God, why do you allow me to come lay in her house? And now you look like you're going to let her son die. But will you obey me, Elijah? Will you obey me, Naomi? Will you obey me, Mary? Will you obey me, Tiffany? Come on, guys. Will you obey the voice of the Lord even when things become strange in your life? Will you obey the voice of the Lord even when it looks like you're getting ready to lose all that you got? Will you obey the Lord when you're down to your last? Will you obey God on today? And I'm telling you what I had to tell God today. I will get up and I will obey. I will say yes on today. Even when I don't feel like I got strength in my body, I'm going to say yes on today. Will I obey the voice of the Lord on today? And my answer is yes on today. I know I said I'm not going to be out here long, but I just have to ask you the question, will you obey? Will you trust God when your money is funny? Will you trust God when your body is ill and wrecking with pain? Will you trust God on today? Because I'm having to learn to push past my pain because I have a purpose. And I'm thinking about what God says. I know the plans and the thoughts that I have to you, says the Lord. God told me if I search for him with my whole heart, there will I find him. And on today, I give God my yes. I give God my yes on today. I'm going to trust God. I'm going to obey God until things get better. Even though the doctor said they couldn't find nothing in my x-ray, even though my body is still wrecking with pain, I have to give God a yes on today because I know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. In Job 22:28, he says, I shall decree and declare a thing, and that thing shall be established. On today, I decree and declare peace in my body. I decree and declare healing in my arm. I decree and declare that it shall return to normal function. Even though the doctors could not find nothing wrong, I decree and declare God is still a healer. But I am telling you on today, I give God my yes. I give God my yes, even though it don't seem like all is well. I give God my yes. Will I obey on today? Yes, I will. I thank you for tuning in. And I ask that you come back and be encouraged every Tuesday at noon until God says it's different. I thank you that you were blessed. If you need to pray the prayer of salvation, reach out to me. I'll pray with you guys. But y'all have a blessed and awesome day. It was just a short word just to let you know I gave God my yes. Have a blessed day.